With its iconic Medusa head logo adorning a wide range of luxurious products, Versace is a dominant force in the fashion industry. The brand stands out for its bold and innovative designs, from a vibrant and daring clothing line to accessories, fragrances, and home goods. Perhaps even more colorful and captivating than the brand itself, however, is the life of its eponymous founder, Gianni Versace. The flamboyant creator rubbed shoulders with the stars and became celebrated for his revolutionary designs before his life was tragically cut short at the age of 50 by a crazed serial killer. A stunned world wondered why someone would want to kill the popular fashion idol, and who would take over the Versace empire that Gianni had worked so tirelessly to build. This is the incredible story of Gianni Versace and the long-lasting legacy he left behind. Born in 1946 in Reggio Calabria, Italy, Giovanni Maria Versace, better known as Gianni, grew up with a passion for fashion. His mother, Francesca, was a dressmaker and owned a sewing business that employed up to a dozen seamstresses. Gianni would often watch them work and started sketching his own designs from an early age. The budding designer also had a very close relationship with his younger sister, Donatella, and the two would regularly give each other advice about their clothes or appearance. When Donatella was 11, for instance, Gianni advised her to dye her hair blonde because he thought the hue would look great on her.
Yeah, they're all very blonde.
Lo and behold, she dyed her hair and was astonished by the accuracy of her brother's prediction. Many years later, this event would be memorialized when Versace released a perfume named Blonde in Donatella's honor. The siblings also had an older brother named Santo Versace, who would go on to become a successful businessman and politician in his own right, plus an elder sister named Tina, who sadly passed away at the age of 12 due to complications from a tetanus infection. Growing up, Gianni attended Liceo Classico Tommaso Campanella, or Tommaso Campanella Classical High School, where he studied Latin and Greek. Although he never finished the course, the ancient Greeks, in particular, would have a strong influence on Versace's style of work. Evidence of this can be found in Versace's motifs, like the Greek key, as well as Versace's logo, the head of Medusa.
Oh boy, Medusa!
Medusa was a character from Greek mythology who had the ability to make people fall in love with her. Gianni hoped the logo would have the same effect on those looking at his clothes. After formerly undertaking an apprenticeship at his mother's business, Gianni became interested in architecture and briefly studied it in college before dropping out to continue a career in fashion. In 1972, at the age of 26, he moved to Italy's fashion capital, Milan, where he found employment with an esteemed fashion house called Gianni. The following year, Versace designed Gianni's successful Biblos youth line, and soon he began to develop his own unique style, blending traditional Italian fashion with bold, bright colors and daring prints.
I dig your style too, man.
In 1977, Versace created another, more experimental line of clothing for Gianni, named Complice. In the wake of its success, Versace launched his own fashion label under his family name, quickly gaining popularity. His first boutique opened in Milan's Via della Spiga in 1978. Versace's designs were vibrant and audacious, featuring ornate patterns and the signature Medusa head logo. High-quality materials were used, including silk, leather, and velvet, which appealed to society's elite. One of Gianni's standout pieces was created in 1982, made from a thin netting of metallic fabric, which was given the trademarked name Orotone. It was a glistening golden gown that dazzled its audience. The Orotone dress would remain a staple of the Versace clothing line, with a number of variants made since its original launch. As Versace was more familiar with female tailoring, the male suits he made were unlike traditional male outfits, instead accentuating the male form and, according to some observers, insisting on men as sex objects.
As a matter of fact, we think you're obscene.
It would be noted that Gianni Versace was openly gay and entered into a long-term relationship with designer/model Antonio D'Amico in 1982. When Versace's work became increasingly sought after, a rivalry of sorts began with other fashion designers, such as Giorgio Armani. A popular saying in Milan at the time was that Armani dresses the wife, Versace dresses the mistress. The fashion guru was by no means a lone ranger, though, as he grew his company with plenty of help with his family. His younger sister, Donatella, was hired as vice president, later extending her duties to act as a key consultant with creative oversight. Meanwhile, his older brother Santo became president and dealt with the business side of the company. In later years, Donatella's husband, Paul Beck, would also be employed as the menswear director.
What are you in, menswear wholesale?
Throughout the 1980s, Versace's products began to gain international notoriety, mainly due to a growing list of celebrity clients. Many distinguished celebs began wearing his works, including the likes of Madonna, Elton John, and Princess Diana. Versace clothing also appeared in popular movies and TV shows, such as The Talented Mr. Ripley and Miami Vice. Speaking of Miami, Gianni and Donatella had a fondness for the city and bought a mansion there. They decorated in their trademark style throughout the 80s. This would kickstart their foray into interior design and commence a project dubbed Palazzo Versace, resulting in the world's first 5-star fashion hotel.
Surrounded by 5-star luxury.
There are currently 2 Palazzo Versace luxury hotels, one based in Dubai and the other on the Gold Coast in Australia. Their elegant furnishings and decor are all designed by Versace. In advertising his brand, Gianni Versace was known to pay outlandish fees to models for his fashion shows, effectively creating the concept of the supermodel. His celebrity customers, who also became close friends, often performed at Versace's fashion shows too. When he wasn't hard at work, the creative Italian was known to party hard. Gianni lived an extravagant lifestyle and enjoyed a life of luxury. He owned several homes beside his famous Miami Beach villa and regularly hosted parties with star-studded guest lists. The much-loved figure had an impressive collection of artworks too, including pieces from Andy Warhol and Pablo Picasso.
Picasso. Blue period.
In addition to catering to high-end clientele, one of Versace's main achievements was bringing fashion to the masses. The designer did not shy away from collaborations with mass-market brands such as H&M or Target, allowing people who weren't so well off to wear his creations. In 1992, Versace was the first fashion designer to be honored with the American Fashion Oscar Award, an accolade recognizing his significant contributions to the fashion industry. The French government also awarded him the Legion of Honor because of his achievements. However, not long after, the fashion world would be brought to its knees by a shocking incident. On July 15, 1997, Gianni Versace was gunned down outside his Miami home. The designer had been returning from a morning walk to collect his magazines and was climbing the steps to his mansion when he was approached and shot point-blank in the head by Andrew Cunanan.
Horrible thing to witness.
It later transpired that Cunanan was a serial killer who had taken the lives of 4 other men prior to Versace. The gunman was apparently obsessed with Gianni and had boasted about his close friendship with the Italian. However, Versace's family and friends claimed the two were never acquainted and stated such claims were mere delusions on the killer's part. 8 days after the assassination, Cunanan took his own life. Versace's passing at the age of just 50 years led an outpouring of grief and tributes from around the world. In his will, the fashion legend left 50% of his empire, plus his entire rare artwork collection to his niece, Allegra Versace. She inherited the stake, worth an estimated $500 million, upon turning 18 in 2004. Donatella Versace took over as creative director of the fashion brand and has since carried on her brother's legacy. Today, the fashion house represents its heritage through its strong and fearless designs, while addressing a new global audience which continues to strengthen Versace's position in contemporary culture. The Versace Group has continued to expand so that it now distributes products worldwide in over 200 boutiques and more than 1,500 wholesalers across the globe.
Hey, the boutique girls, what do you know?
Even if you're not a patron of Versace, the brand has likely impacted your life in some way. For instance, Google's image search machine was supposedly created in response to a Versace dress. The story goes that after Donatella gifted Jennifer Lopez a stunning gown to wear at the Grammy Awards in 2000, the dress gained so much media attention that Google developed an option specifically to search for photos and other images. During Milan Fashion Week in September 2017, on the 20th anniversary of Gianni Versace's death, Donatella paid tribute to her brother by gathering models who worked for him in the 90s and outfitted them with variants of the famous gold Oratone dress. Gianni Versace's influence on the fashion world cannot be overstated. He pioneered the industry, breaking new ground and challenging traditional notions of what fashion could be. His designs were bold, flamboyant, and daring, and they continue to inspire designers and fashion lovers worldwide. Are you a fan of Versace? Or are you more of a Gucci person? Do you even own some of the iconic Versace designs? Let us know in the comments. If you found this video entertaining or learned something new, please leave a like and tell us what you'd like to see next. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on our next inspiring video. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.